Good evening, Rotorua. Tonight on City News, Mayor Steve Chadwick addresses concerns raised around council meetings being held in confidential. Long-serving Lakes District Health Board staff have been recognised for their service, and the Steamers ITM Cup Challenge comes to an end. Mayor Steve Chadwick says concerns raised by councillors earlier this week around council meetings in confidential were addressed at last night's council meeting. Here's Mayor Chadwick with more from the council meeting.
Our council meeting report. We had a very positive meeting last night where we heard back about the exciting things happening now with portfolios. They're really underway. We even had a report from our youth councillor about the big race that they're holding next weekend, and they've had 38 teams that are coming together. So young people in this town are getting involved. We also heard about the heart of the city and a little story about yarn bombing. And I have to assure you all that none of the wool is coming from council money. This is the community saying we're going to brighten up our town, and you're seeing these popping up everywhere, trees being yarn bombed. Also the Tulip Festival this weekend, and we hope you get out and about and enjoy that feeling of spring that's all around us at the moment with the blossoms and the tulips. Then we faced just some discussion about why some of our council meeting is in confidential, and I want to assure you that we only go into confidential when we're dealing with very sensitive issues or issues of the past, legacy issues that your council is one by one sorting through, and you will hear about all of those issues. So a great meeting last night, short but very positive now as the reorganisation of your council is starting to work with our councillors in their portfolio areas. The Creative Communities portfolio talked about Sir Howard Morrison and the renaming of the Convention Centre to the Sir Howard Morrison Performing Arts Centre, and also the upcoming visit of Mayor Hamada from Beppu, and we can talk more about that next time we meet.
Some 34 staff who have worked for many years at Lakes District Health Board were formally recognised at special ceremonies this week. In Taupo, 6 staff were acknowledged for their long service to the DHB and 28 staff in Rotorua. Lakes DHB Chief Executive Ron Dunham says he was honoured to recognise staff and their contributions to the health of the community. In sport tonight, the Bay of Plenty Steamers have been dealt another blow in the ITM Cup. The Steamers went down to Northland 30-27 last night in windy conditions at ASB Bay Park Stadium in Mount Maunganui. It was the Steamers' 7th loss from 8 games this season, cancelling any chance they had of making the ITM Cup Championship playoffs. To your weather update now, and tonight will be fine with westerly breezes and an overnight low of 6. And we have a full forecast of the weekend's weather coming up after City News, thanks to Met Service. Still to come in tonight's program, we hear about a special Palestinian dinner being held tomorrow night to raise funds for medical aid for Palestine. We catch up with happenings at Tawairiki Puria Trust, and we cover the recent march against domestic violence.
Kia ora everybody, welcome back to City News. Well, many of you will know that there are many issues around the world that are heart-wrenching to watch, and one of them is what is happening over in the Middle East, and particularly how it is affecting the children of that area. And we all know that children never start wars, but they most definitely become the most innocent victims of war, and soon there's going to be a way that you can help the children who are victims of war. There is a dinner coming up at St Luke's Church shortly to celebrate Palestinian children and to fundraise to help them. And it's my pleasure to be joined now by this husband and wife team, Nabi and Kate.
Hello.
Thank you so much, both of you, for joining us. Now, a little bit of background is that you're from Palestine, aren't you? And you found him and married him.
I did. Best thing I ever did.
Lovely. Yeah. Absolutely lovely to hear. Now, you are not just sharing love amongst yourselves, you're going to be sharing it with others. So let's have a chat about that. First of all, where did the idea come from?
Well, we watch the news like other people. We saw the children in Gaza, they are starving, no food. As we try to do small things to be support and to help them, that's all.
And I think also when we saw that the hospitals were being bombed and you see the little children, you see the mothers, and I think every mother, and hopefully a lot of fathers can identify with that feeling of trying to protect your children and having injured children and not having the medicine or the ability to do anything. I think for a mother it's the worst fear in your life.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So we thought, let's do something. And so this is the idea.
And also like we watch in Auckland, people do the same for medical aid. But I said, okay, in Rotorua, maybe I can do with my skill.
And your skill is food.
Food. I just, okay, then let's do it food.
And I'm sure that'll go down a treat with everybody in Rotorua, because I'm pretty sure we love our food too. It's a lovely, lovely occasion, but a sombre reason. So I want to do that justice and have a little bit of a talk now about how you're feeling with what's happening in your homeland and what you'd like to see happen.
Well, I feel really sad. I'm still angry, I feel sad, but I need my people to live like other nations, other people, in peace and be secure. That's we not look for much. We've been more than 67 years, we've been in this situation. Everywhere in the world, there are people independent, people live in peace. Why are Palestinians still until now? They're not allowed to can have peace. We try to do them with the called Oslo Agreement, 1994. Supposed after 5 years to be a state called Palestine. Since that, in 20 years now until now, nothing happened, and they keep taking more land every day. They can come to West Bank, but the authority there, they can come arrest anyone, put them in the jail. Last time they've been most than 1 year, they've been in the jail and release them and arrest them again. Before when Gaza started, before they arrest them again. It's going to continue like that. They need one day just the world say, okay, it's enough. Those people will have right to live in peace and secure.
Peace and security, that's the hope, isn't it? And I mentioned previously that I had a wee chat with Helen Clark when she was here in Rotorua, and she gave quite a moving corridor speech about some of the situations around the world historically where you've seen enemies, Germany, France, America, and now they're working together.
And I think that's where the hope comes from. And there's many people of all religions working together to try and find a solution to this. And there's a wonderful group that started in the States called the Jewish Voice for Peace. And they are as committed as anyone else. So I think sometimes the history has been rewritten. And in fact, there's a lot of goodwill from moderate people on both sides. And Nebi's found security in New Zealand. But people want security wherever they are, and it's certainly not the women and children and ordinary men who are deciding let's do some more fighting. And there's lots of geopolitical reasons why wars happen, but in my lifetime I'd love to think that the Palestinians could have the security that I've had all my life.
Before we go, we just wanted to have, a little chat about this, because this is really beautiful.
This one they use it for Arabic coffee. They make the coffee in other pot, but they drop it this one, and there will be books.
Like a big tray.
With the wood or charcoal to be heat, and they make and they keep it. They have 24 hours all the day. It has to be warm.
Oh wow!
When they finish, they fill it again, but you have to be near some charcoal with ash to keep it warm. And this. Anyone come to the house, just
always there.
Always there.
Always ready.
Yeah, and
how old would this piece be?
I think this would be about 100. We just actually
at least 100 years, because you clock it's all by hand.
And we actually found this in a back of a shop in Dubai in 1979.
No, it's nothing. You just all buy.
No,
Very special piece.
It is.
And so there's going to be some people enjoying some Arabic copy out of that, will there?
Hopefully,
Maybe?
yes. Maybe we'll just see in terms of how people are going by the end of the evening.
Well, they'll at least be able to come in and see it.
Yes.
Well, thank you both so very much for the interview, for the sharing, and for what you're doing for these beautiful children, because no matter where they are in the world, they are special, loved children.
And I have to say, it's absolutely our pleasure. You know, it's lovely to be doing something when you feel it's hopeless. I always say, if it feels hopeless, do something.
Yes, and start little and grow bigger.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Thank you both very much for your time. Kia ora.
Thank you.
So if in early October you find that the streets are overrun with children looking for a place to go, holding a map, you may be amongst the Big As Rotaz race. And here to talk about that race is Mei Ling Miruiti from Te Wairiki Puria Trust.
Kia ora, Melanie. So, we have got the Big As Rotaz race that's happening on the 4th of October. I'm with Te Wairiki Puria Trust, and I'm the Ira Matatau Rangatahi Leadership Coordinator under Active Citizenship Contract with MSD. And Youth Council has invited us to work together on this event. So it's going to be a big event. We're looking at least 20 of the young leaders that are running the event, and then they bring in volunteers on as well. It's $10 to enter a team, and we did close yesterday, but in saying that, still take your registrations down to council and pop in there. I mean, sure, we won't turn you away. Our cap is 25 teams for the day, just to do with, health and safety. We don't want too many kids running around, but I'm sure we won't turn them away.
And so how did this get started, the race?
So I think it was just more around the young people giving consultation, feedback to the council and feedback through us, because we work in the community, and what they're wanting. And obviously with the TV program that's on, it's really exciting, it looks fun. The big major one is, though, they win money. So that would be, can we do something fun, but can we win money? So that's how it came about. And then the leaders at Youth Council and then our leaders got together, and that's how they started forming this Big As Rotaz race, which is really the amazing race.
Do some of the youth use this as a fundraising effort?
Well, no, not really. It's just the $10 that goes into your entry goes back into running the event. So really, we're not here about making money. We're just really there to get the costs covered. So your entry will cover any of the costs, which is really the prize money.
But do you find that the groups that come in see it as an opportunity to raise funds for something else? Because the grand prize at the end of it is quite a lot of money.
Yes, of course. Actually, I didn't think of that. So they could take this template. They could put it into their own little community and run a little, community Rotaz race or something in their community. So they could use that as a fundraiser for any up and coming events they want to run. So yes.
Because $500, like if I was a team and I wanted to do something and raise money for something, $500 would go quite a long way.
It surely would. It would cover a lot of things. If they want to do a trip, they could cover the cost of the petrol. If they want to get t-shirts, they might have a team that's going to enter into the touch competition, so they could pay their registration and get their uniforms as well. So that would definitely be a great idea.
So with your role, it's not just the Big As Rotaz race, is it? What else have you got coming up in the pipelines?
Well, so we have quite a few things under Te Wairiki Puria Trust with my contract with the Ira Matatau Rangatahi Leadership Program. We've got a holiday program coming up in the holidays. So in the second week of the holidays, which is Monday the 6th to Wednesday the 8th, our community leaders have got together and they're planning a holiday program. So at the moment they haven't finalised that yet, but it's free to any rangatahi that wouldn't normally have access to holiday programs through affordability. So we would just want them to come on the program and have lots of fun. The major difference is that the rangatahi are planning the events and things. So I've given them a budget to work with, and then they're going through doing all the planning activities, and then we're providing the supervision around it. So it's for 14 to 16 year olds, and they just come and register, and we'll be based down here at Te Wairiki Puria Trust. So that's one of the things. Another thing that we're doing at the moment is Fight for Right Fight for Change program, which is a bully free bro program and leadership program with myself and Warren Tumurai, who's our BFB coordinator. We get a group of rangatahi together and we try and teach them discipline, determination and dedication in a safe martial arts environment. So it's a little bit tricky because people are saying, why are you teaching these kids to fight? But what we're trying to teach them is that it's only in a safe environment. They have discipline that comes with it, commitment that comes with it, and dedication and everything. So, yeah, it's working through that. We run that on a Monday, Wednesday and a Thursday evening with the kids. We pick them up. Again, it's free. So we just get them into training and we go to Low Key Gym and do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And then on a Thursday, we're at Waikite Gym doing boxing and kickboxing. Then we invite guest speakers in to talk to the rangatahi about just their ways of life and different pathways and changes that's happening. That's another thing. Another one, during the terms, we do a Piritahi Schools program where myself, which is the leadership, and Warren, which is the bully free bro, and we have Mariah, who does the free parking, which is sports and activities in the local parks. We come together and we go into the schools at lunchtime and run these activities, plugging all our different messages. The kids are loving it at the moment. We're in Girls High on a Wednesday, we're at Lakes High on a Tuesday, and we go to Western Heights on a Thursday. So we've finished for this term, but we're starting up again in term 4. So that's really exciting. The kids just love it when we rock up there, and they let us play the music too. So that's what the kids love. Another one that we've got is, so with my actual leadership program that we're running, we're trying to look for at least 2 rangatahi from each community out there in Rotorua to come together and kind of form a rangatahi group that represents their community and talk through community issues and events that they might want to do, similar to Youth Council, but we're under Te Waiaki Pure Trust representing their community voice. So that's another thing. We've got an event coming up soon for that to try and bring all the leaders in and just get anyone on board who wants to do that. So there's quite a bit happening. Tonight we've got the Kānia Superfit WOD. A WOD is a workout of the day under CrossFit terminology. And our friend Kānia, she was in the Kapahaka group, Te Matarai o Rehu, and she got attacked up in Auckland. So we're going to be doing 100 press-ups, 100 burpees, 100 trunk twists, 100 plate hops, and a 1K run tonight down here by Te Waiaki Pure Trust, just to tautoko, you know, her whānau and everything, because they're trying to get the cost down for them with Kānia. So that's one thing that's happening tonight. So if you want to come down and join us, we'll be down here at Te Waiaki Pure Trust doing Kānia's WOD, Fight for Life.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Today we've managed to nab Sam Edwards, Tuilave, who is a teacher at Rotorua Girls High, bringing an initiative that's meant to be in Wellington to Rotorua. Sam, what is the march about?
Okay, so the march is to raise awareness of domestic and sexual violence in New Zealand, and the main march is in Wellington today at this time, but obviously a lot of people can't afford to go down there, so the main organisers were asking people to organise their own marches if they wanted to. So I kind of thought that somebody would organise it, but didn't look like anybody was, so I organised it myself.
So you became the event organiser for Rotorua?
Yeah, I guess I did.
How many people are you expecting to turn out today?
It's kind of hard to know. I've put it on Facebook, and I know of maybe about 20 who are turning out. But I also know that there are some women's groups who are also coming, so Zonta are coming, and there's another group who may be coming as well. So we'll just see what happens.
Yeah. Okay. And where are you heading? You are starting down here at the Rotorua lakefront, but where are you going?
Yeah, we're starting down here, so we're going through the town and then ending up in City Focus, and we've got some leaflets to hand out, and then we're walking down Fenton Street, past the council and police station and back here, and then doing it again at 3 o'clock.
So what organisation is the driving force behind this march?
It's Women's Refuge, and they're the main organiser down in Wellington. And I know the Women's Refuge from here, I think they've gone down to Wellington, but I informed them of what was happening, so they passed the message out there, and yeah.
And how have you been getting the message out?
I set up a Facebook page, and I contacted the Review and the Daily Post, and then I had a phone call on Friday from a Keep Families Safe organisation here, and they emailed a few people that they know, so yeah, we'll just see what happens.
So just keeping yourself busy while you're on maternity leave.
I guess so.
Well, thank you, Sam.
Thank you.
How did you find out about the march?
I found it from Facebook, good old Facebook.
And so what motivated you to be here today?
I think just seeing family and friends go through abuse and just knowing that there's that culture out there, you kind of want to try and make some kind of difference. Yeah.
And show your support?
Yeah, show support, yeah, definitely.
Thank you. So Annie, I see you've shown up with 4 carloads of supporters. Why is it important to support and tautoko this event?
Kate Shepherd and Mere Mangakakia are for me one of the greatest heroines in the history of this country. The march today focuses on all the things that they fought for women, which was to protect our children against violence, to ensure that we have a proper benefit regime that protects and feeds the children and looks after the parents. And when we got the email this morning from the Women's Refuge Movement, who I've long supported, we just organised our day so that we could come and be with them as they lead the march in Rotorua against violence.
I'm from Seroptimus, also Women's Service Group, and family violence is one of our key issues that we'd like to see statistics improve.
That was the recent march against domestic violence held on the anniversary of Women's Suffrage Day. Thanks for watching tonight. To watch the show again, visit our website tv.rotorua.co.nz. We hope you have a wonderful weekend. Pomaria.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.